We communicate all the time. I mean, think about it. We're sending texts, firing off emails, talking to people literally all day long. But how often does a simple message just get completely twisted? It's a weird paradox, right? The one thing we do more than almost anything else is, well, often the thing we struggle with the most.
And this quote from Robert McCloskey, it just absolutely nails it. I mean, it perfectly captures that dizzying feeling when you realize your message has somehow gone completely off the rails somewhere between your brain and theirs. You know what I'm talking about.
So, that's the big question we're going to tackle. Why is something we do every single day so darn difficult? And maybe more importantly, what can we actually do to get better at it? Well, let's dive in and find out. All right, first up, let's talk about why this is probably your single most valuable career skill. Seriously. Because when the stakes are high, being clear isn't just a nice to have, it's completely non-negotiable. So just think about this for a second. When a company is looking to hire someone, what do you think is the number one thing they're looking for? Is it, some super specific technical skill, the ability to code? What is it? Well, you might be surprised. Take a look at this. Year in and year out, surveys from big groups like the National Association of Colleges and Employers show communication skills right there at the top of the list. As you can see, it's neck and neck with things like teamwork and decision-making. It's a huge deal.
And this really shows you the flip side. One study found that for human resource directors, writing is basically a gatekeeper. Good writing can swing the door wide open to those high-skill, high-wage professional jobs. While bad writing, well, that can be a one-way ticket out. And that goes for both how you speak and how you write.
Okay, so if we want to get better at this communication thing, we've got to understand how it works first. It's like being a mechanic. So let's pop the hood and take a look at the 8 essential parts of the communication machine. First, everything starts with the source. That's you, the person who comes up with the idea, creates the message, and hits send, so to speak. And the real trick here isn't just having the idea, right? It's about packaging it in a way that someone else can actually unpack and understand. Next, of course, is the message itself. And this is so important. The message is not just the words you say. It's your tone of voice. It's your body language. It's even how you format an email. This is where things go wrong all the time, right? When your words say one thing, but your tone screams something completely different. So that message has to get from you to them somehow. And that how is the channel. And here's the thing. Your choice of channel is a message all by itself. I mean, trying to handle a really sensitive topic over a text message, that feels totally different than doing it face-to-face, doesn't it? All right, so on the other end, we have the receiver, your audience. And please remember this. This is not a passive role. They aren't just an empty bucket you pour words into. They are actively filtering everything you say through their own life experiences, their biases, even what kind of day they're having. What you send is almost never exactly what they receive. So how in a world do you know if your message actually landed the way you intended? Well, that's where feedback comes in. This is what the receiver sends back to you, verbally or non-verbally. It could be a direct question or just a confused look on their face or a quick reply to your email. Feedback is what turns a monologue into a conversation. Then there's the environment, and that's both the physical room and the kind of psychological vibe. Just imagine trying to have a serious talk in a stuffy, hot conference room versus a chill, relaxed coffee shop. The space itself can totally change the dynamic before anyone even says a word. And that's super closely related to context. Context is all about the expectations of the situation. I mean, you're not going to talk the same way at a formal business meeting as you do at a friend's wedding, right? Of course not, because the context gives us all these unwritten rules about what's okay and what's not. And finally, we've got the big one. Interference, or what we usually just call noise. This is literally anything that blocks or messes with the message. Sure, it could be a loud car horn outside, but honestly, the most dangerous noise is usually the stuff going on inside your own head. When you're so busy thinking about what you're going to say next that you're only half listening. Okay, so now we've got all 8 of the essential components. Let's start putting them together to see how this whole thing actually works. We're going to look at 2 simple models that give us the bigger picture.
First up, we have the transactional model. The key idea here is that communication isn't a one-way street. It's not like a game of catch where one person throws and the other catches. It's much more like a dance, where both people are moving and reacting at the same time. While you're talking, you're also watching their face, getting that feedback, and adjusting. It all happens simultaneously.
Okay, next we have the constructivist model.
This one zeroes in on a really cool idea, that we are all constructing our own meaning of things. We're building our own interpretations based on our own unique experiences. The classic example is if you're in Atlanta and someone asks if you want a Coke, they could mean any kind of soda. You have to actually negotiate to figure out, okay, what do we both mean by Coke? You're building a shared meaning together.
So if you want a simple way to think about it, it's like this. The transactional model is all about the how. It shows us that communication is a simultaneous dance. The constructivist model is about the why. The whole point is to build a shared meaning together. And you really need to understand both of these to see the whole picture.
Okay, so what does all this theory mean for you in the real world? How can you actually use this? Well, it really all boils down to two core responsibilities. This is how you can become a more effective communicator, like today.
And here they are. It's this simple. Be prepared and be ethical. That's it. Think of these as the two giant pillars that hold up everything else. And ethical doesn't have to be some big, scary word. It just means being honest, being fair, and showing respect for the person you're talking to.
So let's talk about that first one. What does it even mean to be prepared? Well, it means you're organized, your thoughts make sense, it means you're clear, people can actually follow what you're saying, it means you're concise because you respect that other people are busy, and it means being punctual. Yep, showing up on time or hitting a deadline is part of good communication. And all of that brings us to our final thought for you to take away. We've just deconstructed this whole messy